A communications disruption can mean only one thing. Invasion.
Frequency 1138 is all clear and clanker free. This is Clone Army Radio.
Execute Order 66.
Begun. The Clone War has. Cloners.
Now this is pod racing.
What is up, Clone Army? Welcome to the best accidental Star Wars podcast this side of the galaxy. We're just simple clones trying to make our way, like Boba Fett before us. No?
Huh? Oh, that was a new thing you said.
Yeah, well, it's the Book of Boba Fett, so I figured I'd throw it in.
Okay.
I heard crickets though. Crickets.
Yeah,
So,
you must have figured wrong.
yeah. I'm getting slow in my old age, as Cad Bane says. So, but yeah. So,
Oh, dude, don't even bring that up. Damn.
uh-oh.
You went there already.
Oh, I'm all over there. So, as y'all can probably tell by probably the title of this episode, we are at episode 70, and this is the Book of Boba Fett finale, chapter 7. What is it? In the Name of Honor, I believe. It's the title. In the Name of Honor. Yeah. And something we need to mention before we get too far that I just remembered. What was it? Monday? It was Star Wars Podcast Day?
Yes.
Yeah, and we didn't want to record on Monday and then record again on Wednesday, so we're just dedicating this to Star Wars Podcast Day. And Lito, do you want to I think you kind of explained what it was last week, right?
Oh, yeah. What it is hi, I'm Lito.
Hello,
AKA Force, AKA Quattros, AKA Commander Quattros, AKA more names. Anyways, good point.
Just messing with you.
Star Wars Podcast Day is a day to remember the very first podcast, Star Wars podcast that was released, and I believe it was on February 7th, and I don't remember the year. I don't know.
Was it 1999, I think?
Was it?
I think.
Okay, so we got to do some research and actually lock that date down. But anyways, everybody who's does the Star Wars podcast that goes around and kind of like proclaims this week's podcast as our tribute to that, to honor that, because I mean without them being successful in doing it for the first time, none of us would be here. So we like to give them a quick nod, a little how's your father, just to say thank you, and we're gonna carry the torch, and we love what they set in motion, and it gives us a purpose today. So thank you very much to those pioneers.
Jedi Talk, 1999 to 2002.
There it is.
Back in the day, these podcasts were known as internet radio shows. I remember that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Internet radio.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Kind of like that better than podcast, to be honest.
Absolutely. Like, you look at podcasts, like, oh, everyone's got a podcast, but like, no one's got an internet radio show.
Yeah. All right, we're changing it up. We are no longer a Star Wars podcast. We are an internet radio Star Wars show.
Ooh, that's
a mouthful, but I like it.
It's super classy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, radio show. That's all I heard. Okay.
So yeah, again, shout out to Jedi Talk for starting this whole thing up. And to be honest, I always thought, I wasn't into the whole podcasting internet radio shows at that time, but I always thought that Rebel Force Radio, well, before they were like the pioneers, but Jedi Talk seems to be the biggins. So right. I learned something about Star Wars Podcast Day as well as us being a part of it. And, right. So that's cool. And,
yeah, no, just to build on what you were saying earlier, like just like recently, like there's a couple seconds ago, every civilization is built on another civilization's bones. When talking about like Rebel Force Radio and, Jedi Talk. Jedi Talk came before, and then without that, we wouldn't have Rebel Force Radio today. So, just wanted just a quick little plug, I guess, for them guys.
No, yeah, it's a good point. I mean, everybody knows that those guys are kind of top dog, I would assume, right?
I would assume, but we're not every listener, so everyone has their favorites. Mine being Star Wars Session, by the way. So.
Wow, you know what my favorite one is? Clone Army Radio.
Never heard of those guys.
Wow.
I'll look for Star Wars Sessions, and if I go there looking for them, maybe I'll accidentally find Clone Army Radio.
Oh, I heard Clone Army Radio is the best accidental Star Wars podcast.
Well, then that's what'll happen. I'll end up listening to those guys.
And they're definitely the best accidental internet radio show.
Oh, that sounds like a mouthful, but yes, if they're any good, I will check out that internet radio show known as Clone Army Radio, the internet radio show.
You know how slow I had to say it real slow because I didn't want to screw it.
Did I say radio twice?
I think you did. Radio. All right. Well, anyways,
radio killed the podcast star.
There
radio.
You go. Showing your age again. I love
it is. Yeah.
All right. So he already said he was Lito. I'm John. And we are doing Chapter 7, the Book of Boba Fett finale. Apparently, Lito has notes. I do not. I'm not sophisticated this week, so I'm just going to be rolling it off of the top of my head while I have it playing next to me in the other monitor.
Yes, I have 7 pages of notes, double spaced, printed, and corrected for spelling and punctuation.
Did you indent every?
No, but I did put little dashes in every sentence.
So kind of bullet pointed.
Bullet points, exactly.
It's very upscaled notes there.
Well, being an internet radio show, I figured the level of preparation that we do.
Did you just say preparation H?
Needed to go up. So, yeah. One must not laugh at their own jokes or it's not funny. But that was pretty funny.
I liked it. I appreciate the childish humor all the time.
Okay.
Okay. You were saying?
No, I was done. Preparation H is all I had to say.
That's all you had to use?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just a little. All right. So 7 pages of notes. Chapter 7. We got all these 7s here. Episode 70 of Star Wars Internet Radio by Clone Army Radio. Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Cloners. You gotta do
Dex.
We gotta do one of those random, little quotes, because hello there is everywhere, but we'll be like cloners.
That'll be our hello to people.
Exactly. That'll be our version of hello there. This is going to be easy. That one's everywhere too.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, most of them are.
Yeah, it's even in our little thing, right?
Yeah, but cloners is not. So I like it. We'll use it. We'll make some shirts. Cloners Army Radio.
Dang good ones too.
Those Kaminoans.
Dax is awesome. Dak, or is it Dak or Dex? Dak is Dak the pilot guy that gets killed?
Correct.
Yeah, and Dex is the alien with arms.
Yeah, he is the General Krell of Attack of the Clones.
Very cool. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of General Krell. I'm waiting for him to make a comeback, a cameo.
It's funny, and I don't want to get up and go and grab it, but the action figure, the custom that I got last year of him, it almost looks like he's giving out the middle finger.
Oh.
And it's totally like what Krell would do.
Absolutely. If anybody would do the middle finger in Star Wars, it's Krell to a T. Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Good call. Yes.
I'll have to throw a picture on the social media sites for that one.
Nice. Onto Twitters.
The Twitters. All right, so the finale. I want to do two things before we get into it all. This just kind of popped in. As finales go, how do you feel like? Give me a.
I'm going to give you my grade.
Let's say, but I want to do before you give me anything. Based on how finales are, and we'll keep it small. Star Wars finales. Okay.
Okay.
Letter grade that, and then letter grade the episode on its own.
As a finale, it's a hard C plus.
Okay.
The episode itself is a B plus.
I think that I can say I would go probably as a finale in Star Wars. I would probably go with like a C at best, and for the episode, yeah, I could be with a B plus there. There is so much to like.
We think the same.
Yeah.
we need we need like somebody else to like throw a wrench in our, you know what I mean, in our thoughts.
See, I kind of feel like I might throw a wrench in some of your thoughts today, so we might be there.
Yeah. We're gonna go toe to Lito. I love it.
It's just you and me now. Joe Q Public.
Q Public.
This guy's got a picture of your wife.
Ethel.
All right. Anybody else seeing his wife? No, Frank, it's okay.
Pick him up. He's had enough. He's like this.
The little guy beats up the captain.
Go. Ooh.
All right. That's a little Leslie Nielsen humor for y'all. Okay. So how do you want to start this since we started the letter grade stuff? Do you want to? Okay. You have the notes, so why don't you give me the first thing?
My first thing is I knew it was going to be an hour. I was like, this episode's going to be an hour. Like when I was coming downstairs to watch it and had my coffee, I'm like, it's going to be a solid hour. And like, I was not surprised to see 58 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Same.
So then I knew the war was inevitable, right? And Spice is killing our people. That was like why did it take to episode? I mean, they hinted at it like for forever, like in everything, but like they made Spice to be like the problem. You know what I mean? Which they did it before, but it kind of wasn't. You know, it was kind of like the people were the problem. Like, and like they didn't like definitively say it was Spice was the issue here until this episode. No, I mean, I just didn't feel like is it the Spice or is it like all the foreigners coming to Tatooine and trying to take over? Or is it the Hutts? Like, what's the main problem here? And like, I didn't feel like I got a definitive, this is the main problem. We get rid of the Spice, we get rid of all the trash, right? Okay. I thought the trash was the problem. I'm slow, you know what I mean? I need things like explained to me real like finally. I don't know, like not finally, that's a horrible word. Like I need them like explained to me real like in detail. I'm pretty hard to understand things. It's weird. Like I just need to spoon feed me that was the main issue, which I get it now looking back. You know, when I finally put it together, like when someone says Spice is killing the people, I was like, okay, Spice is the problem here, like the main problem, the whole reason for everything, which I thought it was like Jabba taking over and people trying to like hold on to their old ways of doing things, or the Hutts kind of like, it's so weird that the Hutts didn't come into play at all in the last episode. I mean, yeah, I know. And it didn't even set them up for another, like, they're like, oh, we're out of here. We're done. Like, okay. What a waste of like awesome storyline, like a super awesome storyline that hopefully gets some kind of like more situation happening somewhere else, you know, and obviously not in another Book of Boba Fett series.
I would like to think so. Because I even said, I think it was last week, that they didn't just bring those Hutts in just to go, hey, look what we can do with our CGI Hutts. They look awesome, right? You know, I figured they would have played another role, but I think this series just ran out of time, to be honest. I think that, and I'll get into that a little bit later, that I think that to have made this a more satisfying, for me, series, I think that the Mando stuff shouldn't have been in it. It should have just focused on Boba and the spice and all of that. But I'll get into that later. I wanted to touch on you saying that they didn't really make it like kind of obvious that spice was an issue. And while I agree, I also disagree. It's coming, man.
What?
You tell Lito I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
Nice.
No, but
this is our first disagreement.
No, I think ish. Maybe. I don't know. We've probably disagreed before. I mean, heck, we've known each other for 30 years.
All right, let's agree that we've disagreed.
I disagree with that. Oh, wait, no, we're supposed to agree. Dang it.
Yes, we're supposed to agree that we've disagreed.
All right, I'm old. I'm going to lose my thought. So, I agree that the people probably are part of the problem. You know, the scum and villainy. Mm-hmm. They're always going to bring some form of trash, some sort of bad to the area. I agree with that totally. But what I'm saying is the spice became an issue, and I want to say that was chapter 2, the train heist with the Pikes. Yeah. And, you know, Boba was like, if you want to run this stuff through here, you got to pay the toll. And that was all spice going on there.
Yeah, but it was Pikes running the spice.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like, focusing on the spice though.
There was two things, and I didn't get a different. I didn't know if he was mad at the Pikes or the spice. And he's obviously both. He's mad at both, but like they're like, this spice has to go. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Here in this episode. That's all. Not the Pikes. The Pikes can stay. They're cool, but like their business has to. Yeah.
But then they show the spice again. I think again before the Cobb Vanth part, but he kicks the chest that has the spice in it. He kicks it over. Yeah. Like again, spice is a problem here, and they're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, but who's running the spice? It's the Pikes.
It's all of them. It was the Trandosians, the Klatooinians, the Aqualish. They're all part of it. Probably Bib Fortuna before he got blasted.
And the mayor guy, what's he?
Oh, Mokshays.
Yeah.
Still like that name. It's very Star Warsy. But yeah, they're all. No, I agree. Like I said, I agree that the people are part of it and they're the ones pushing it. But without the spice, what are those people? They're going to go somewhere else and run it.
Yeah.
But I thought they pointed out a couple times you got that focused shot on the actual spice. So I think was it the best way to tell us that? No. You know, I mean, and if I think that it's kind of weak when you look at it that way, right. But that's what they were trying to do, I think, is say, you know, drugs are bad, okay? You know,
drugs are bad, okay? Maybe that's a good topic. Let's save that topic for like the recap episode or whatever. I don't know, because maybe that as we look at the whole thing as a whole, and let's just probably focus on just this episode, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I won the argument. It's all good.
Huh? I was over here looking at my notes. I heard something about you winning.
Your nose. You were picking your nose? I was picking my moment.
Always knows. All right.
No, I hear you. What do you got? What else? Okay. I'm just going to kind of let you dictate where we go since you're the one that has the notes.
Since we got this, and I don't even have to look at the thing anymore. Okay, so I got Cobb Vanth in Freetown, reminded me of Helm's Deep and the Lord of the Rings. Like they're like we got to hold the fort until Cobb Vanth and Freetown people show up.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I didn't even think of that.
So then Boba Fett listens to the girl, like biker girl, Alita, Battle Angel.
Right. I don't know.
Which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like he's very democratic for a leader, which is great, which is different.
Oh, about staying at the sanctuary instead of going to the palace?
Yeah, something like that.
I totally disagreed with that plan because the palace is huge. It's kind of a fortress where you're in this little place and it's all blown up. Yeah, you got a little bit of cover. But I think they were like looking at trying to take the Pikes by surprise by being there, and they knew they were there.
I don't know. Is it like a symbol of like his rule and how easy it was to infiltrate his places or something? I don't know. Like, and the name calling it the Sanctuary was a little, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a recap episode. I'm sure topic 2. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. I would have thought going to the palace where there's probably, tunnels that you could kind of do some guerrilla warfare or something. Yeah. But I guess that's not really their style. I
mean, like I said, I gave my ratings up front, and this is why. Okay, it was crazy to find out the Pikes killed the Tusken Raiders, and thinking about that. At this point now, poor biker gang. Oops.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie, we blew you to smithereens. No wonder you had no clue what was going on, because you totally got framed.
Yeah.
And ouch. Sucks to be you guys. Sucks to be the pawns.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure at least I knew it before they came out and said that they framed the biker gang. I remember bringing that up a week or two ago, or a couple weeks ago. But it just seemed way too... And even Fennec Shand... No. Was it Fennec Shand? Yeah, I think it was Fennec Shand was like, not obviously quoting her, but you mean to tell me a biker gang took out a clan of Tuskens? That doesn't sound right.
Exactly. I know. They barely threw that guy down on the ground that they spray painted his house.
Right.
They barely were able to manhandle that guy. And he comes in and beats the crap out of him in that bar with those kids from the New Hope, right?
Yep.
Yeah, over there from New Hope. And over there, what was that place? Lankerhead. He beat the crap out of them big time. Like one guy took all those dudes.
Yeah, they were too drunk and probably too lazy to really put up a fight.
I guess I didn't see that blindside coming. So anyway, then they were talking about the war, I guess, or something, because I wrote, like, there was a part, like, right after that where it reminded me of The Wire. And there's a part in The Wire where it's like, once, like, and I'm not quoting quote for quote, but it's like once a war starts, like, it's not about what started it anymore. You know what I mean? It takes on a kind of like its own, it feeds on itself, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It becomes like its own thing. Like,
okay.
Once it starts, it's like, it's not about what started it anymore, because you're going to have casualties on both sides, and then the war becomes about those casualties. So it's, once it gets going, once the spark happens and the war is out, you know what I mean? It's all, hey, you killed my brother, and you dirty rat. And that's what the war is about after that. It's about revenge at that point. So I guess Grogu is a Mandalorian, right?
Oh, yeah. I get it. I knew that's how it was going to go, but I was highly disappointed when it happened.
Yeah.
It's fine that Luke wasn't in the episode. I don't think we needed to see him make the decision. I think the way that they filmed it was a good idea. Just have Grogu show up, and he's got the armor or the chainmail on.
Right.
I get that aspect of it, that they did it. I also understand that, it was going to go that way regardless. Grogu was going back to Mando, but I really was hoping that he would get some Jedi training. That's just my personal feelings on it.
I think he did get some Jedi training, no?
Well, I mean, he did. I'm saying, like, I think I mentioned it last week. I wanted to see these two characters grow a little bit separately and then reunite. And maybe they did, but it was fast. I wanted maybe halfway through season 3, the reuniting, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people will get their pitchforks out and attack me for it because I want it that way.
My thing is the best cliffhanger of the season was the Grogu choosing and then cutting the credits. Like that had me hooked for next week. You don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. We're not going to get that resolution until Mandalorian season 3, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
But here it comes in like Book of Boba Fett episode 7, season 1. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. You just had like a great, like did Grogu need to be in this episode? I don't think so.
Not at all.
I think they could have gotten through everything without his help. But they had Freetowners. What else do they need?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to poop on this. There's good stuff coming, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I'm with you on that. I don't think that this episode needed Grogu. I think it would have. I don't want to say it took me out of anything, because I absolutely loved when he jumped into Mando's arms and hugged him, and they were all like, that was such a great, touching reunion for the two.
Yeah,
I loved it, but I just didn't think he needed to be in the episode.
Oh, okay. Grogu, right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think he needed to be in it, and I would have preferred I'm probably just repeating what I already said. I would have preferred a little longevity there of the separation.
You piece of repeating. Beep.
Nice.
So, right before Boba's new armor gets revealed.
Boba's new armor?
Yeah, did you see like his orange, like kind of like flaps on his shoulders and stuff? Isn't that new?
I don't think his armor's changed at all this season.
No, there's like a new, like a super armor, and I'm like, oh no, John's gonna have to buy another Boba Fett figure.
Super armor.
Yeah, like not super armor, but like more like colored armor or painted armor or whatever. Everything he's wearing in the, I've never noticed it before. When he walks out to talk to Cad Bane.
Where's that? That's earlier on, right?
Yeah, that's earlier on. And Cad Bane comes out and what's his name? Oh, you can see it kind of like when they're in the sanctuary, like 10 minutes 37 seconds. You can kind of see an idea of the orange, kind of like shoulder pads that he's got. They're not shoulder pads per se. They're kind of like shoulder armor protection.
The pauldrons.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's different, dude. That's been like that all season.
It's been that colorful? Okay, perfect. 11 minutes 20 seconds.
11 minutes 20 seconds. I think.
Look at how like much orange is on his armor and everything, and the brown boots, and just I don't remember seeing him like that. That's all.
Oh yeah, it's more yellow and red on my screen,
and gold. Sure.
But yeah, no, that's what it's been all season. That was, I think, he went from like the beat up armor in the tragedy to then repainting it in that next episode he was in, or next two episodes, and then when this show started he added the reddish boots.
Oh.
And then like the different like cloak skirt thing hanging out. Okay.
Like 11 minutes 35 seconds, he looks like an action figure sitting on a shelf. Like completely clean, completely, you know what I mean, posed, and completely, you know,
hand over the gun.
Yeah, ready to go, you know, like play with me.
Yeah.
Use me as you will. Like, doesn't it? Like everything's just completely like kind of like not staged or whatever, but kind of staged. You know, it doesn't look natural. It looks like Cad Bane is so freaking cool.
Oh, you don't think it looked natural?
I don't know. It just seems like it's too not dirty enough. Like I don't know, you know, like his original armor.
Remember, he repainted it though.
I know he repainted it in the tragedy, and maybe he just, you know, it's just too nice and too clean, just like the biker gang.
It's actually gotten a little dirtier, I think, since he did the repaint. Like the helmet looks a little banged up and stuff.
Interesting, very interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying. It did get a little chipped up. Yeah, I can see it in 1148. 1148 is a great picture. It's a nice, you know, tight shot of his, you know, torso and helmet.
Right.
But look at his shoulder pads. Don't they look plastic? They don't look like Beskar.
Yeah, I mean, they look like plastic. Like that.
That color?
I mean, you're saying like they kind of look plasticky. I'm saying that they've always looked like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take the opposite on that. That's cool.
If that's not the Quackta calling the stifling slimy, I have that spot paused.
I love Cad Bane. I just think he's the coolest freaking character, and I think I'm just a little upset about that.
You think he's the coolest character? When did this happen?
This happened like watching the Clone Wars because of you, and I'm like, dude, this guy's good. Yeah. Moving on, I think it finally dawned on me how big they kept showing Mos Espa, but like finally dawned on me that this is a huge city. You know, like a lot of streets and a lot of business and commerce. Like Tatooine is not a desert planet at all. Like it has got proper economy and proper settlements all over the place. It is not barren wasteland. Most of it might be from what they've showed us, but it's got its center of commerce and industry and civilization, and with that comes a lot of infrastructure, because you need people to sleep, you need people to eat, places to sleep. People, did I say you need people to eat?
You need people to sleep and people to eat.
All right, strike
who
that.
Want to take a bite out of somebody?
Yeah, if you're a Rancor, you definitely need people to eat.
Right.
No, you need places to sleep. You need places to eat. You need all kinds of whatever a city needs. Convention centers. You need entertainment and the stadiums, and you know what I mean. Whatever you got to do to keep the people happy, but you also need jobs. To maintain all those people. There's jobs. Like what do these people do out there? Because to be in the city, and then you got the spaceport. It's just like what do these regular folk do that are living in Mos Espa that aren't involved with the spice trade? Like what do they got going on? Are they the one guy is like a kind of like a not droid maker, but like I'll cut off a limb and give you a droid part kind of guy.
Oh, the mod guy.
Yeah, the bass player dude. Yeah,
the suicidal tendencies guy.
Right.
Well, I mean, you ask what the other people that aren't running spice do. I mean, it's like we don't run spice here. What do? We do our everyday stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they do. So yeah, Mos Espa is a pretty large economical type of city,
okay.
And that's you get a little bit of that taste of that when the Weekway bartender says something about that's for them cities folk,
right,
in the previous episode. So
proprietor.
Yeah, going to like 19 minutes 20 seconds ish when Boba Fett and Din Djarin have a conversation before they go out to fight. And I thought that there was some really good stuff in there. The first thing, I think Boba Fett, I haven't paused, it was subtitles on. Boba Fett says all three Gotras of Mos Espa turned on us, which, did you expect it? Because I expected it.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Right, but like realistically, there's no way they cannot be selfish.
Right.
It's not in their nature to like hold fast and let people, do what they want. Not on their watch. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. But Din says it was a smart move, and Boba Fett says it was. Like he's sounded a little regretful when he said it. Mm-hmm. Like I think something that we have discussed in the past is Boba's been. I wouldn't say this was necessarily a betrayal, but Boba Fett's been betrayed so many times, and I feel like maybe he still has not learned from those past situations because he's sitting here going, yeah, it was a smart move. I should have been smarter.
Yeah, well, where's the character arc then? Like where's the hero journey? It's like, how do you have a 7-episode show without a hero's journey?
Yeah, but this
who's
conversation,
who's writing this stuff?
Oh wow, who is writing?
I said it. I don't know. I'm not afraid, John. I'm not afraid. Okay, like I'm paying good money for this. I'm allowed to say, hey man, you could have done better on this one. I mean, we got the 2 best episodes ever in Star Wars television history. I said, how are you going to top this? We got one more episode to go. And there's some cool stuff in here. Don't get me wrong. Some super cool stuff in here. But it's like, it was like this, like, it was like, wow, dude, like you guys totally kind of laid an egg a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit of egg laying. Now, do you think that falls on the writer, or do you think that falls on the director?
It falls on me for having egg on my face.
Because
for saying that Cad Bane was gonna like live on forever, and he gets killed.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
But I think my opinion, I think, is that, no offense to Robert Rodriguez, but I think his directed episodes were some of the worst in the series.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, this is me. I was hoping for the Robert Rodriguez that did the mariachi and Desperado films, and I think we got Spy Kids, the more lighter, laid back Robert Rodriguez, which probably works for some people, doesn't work for me. I think that if I had my vote, I would have preferred Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni directed this episode. Now I get that Jon Favreau wrote the whole series, and I think he's a great writer, but I feel like, directors do get that influence in how it's filmed, obviously. And I think obviously we'll never know, but I don't know. I personally, if you're going to be honest, I'm going to be honest. I think that Robert Rodriguez shouldn't have been involved in this.
Ouch.
Because dude, you saw the tragedy where he directed that, and it was totally BA.
It's the best episode, yeah.
Yeah. And then we're like, okay, at least I'm like, okay, I'm ready I remember this dude, Desperado is one of my favorite films. I loved the action and all of that, and that's what this felt like. And then the ones that he directed, I'm just like, this doesn't do anything for me. I mean, I'm not saying this episode doesn't do anything. There's a lot to love about this one, but I feel like it may have come together better with somebody else.
I mean, just the tone and everything. Everything just seemed choreographed and scripted. It didn't feel natural. Like, it didn't feel like the last episode. Just I don't know, something about the last two episodes by the other two people that directed them, and this one, there's something wrong. Like, there's something off. Something in the audio maybe was like different. I don't know. Like, it seemed quieter or something. Is it just me? I was making sure my audio levels were good, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem like as immersive, like, of an audio experience. Since we're on the subject of directors and everything. So I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to trash it. I'm not trying to, because there's some cool stuff. But I do have some that I gave it a C for a reason.
So let me ask you, since we're on that topic,
or is it C plus? I don't know.
You said a solid C plus.
Right.
I was the C. But
okay.
How did you feel about the King Kong Rancor part?
Yeah, that was fine, but I totally called it King Kong as well. Like,
it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Like, I didn't get that they turned on the Rancor, but whatever. Like, it's the dangerous beast, and it's got to be rattled in just like King Kong,
But they just watched Boba Fett ride it, which was some of the coolest stuff ever, by the way. But let's shoot at it. And then Din comes running in, and he's like, "You're scaring it." Yeah, you're scaring it. But why is it climbing up that tower like King Kong, and he's swinging his arm around like the? I'm like, come on, you guys couldn't come up with something original there.
Well, I think someone looked into what a Rancor. So whoever created the Rancor, like whoever's writing this, was like, "Hey, what's the Rancor's weakness?" And they're like, "Well, it's got to be fire." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool," because these guys have blowtorches, so let's go ahead and just use those so we can move the plot along, because and have one small little hiccup at the end just to kind of make it seem random, but it just seems completely contrived a little bit, like just to give the Rancor a weakness as far as, but he gets shot like crazy. A lot of people get shot like crazy in this episode. Like what's his name? Squanto? Is that his name?
Squanto.
Is it Squanto?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Santo, the Chrysantian. He kept calling him Santo. Like, Boba Fett
what? He's got a different name now.
Yeah, I think it's Santo. Like, is that a nickname for?
It must be. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Garza Fwip called him that in that episode where she was doing the background buildup of the guy. She called him Santo.
Gotcha. So, anyways, he gets a new name, and he gets armor, but his fur is armor. And then he's get a limp, and then he doesn't have a limp.
Come on, dude. That's classic WWF there. When they're holding the one knee, and then they're limping on the other one. And
then he was trapped by the Trandoshans, which to me I thought were bigger. Anyways, he had a whole Trandoshan squad. I wish they would have just killed them, because once he was stumbling back to the sanctuary, I'm like, oh, this guy's got plot armor on.
They all have plot armor.
I know. And it's and he's stumbling back, and then Boba's got to go get him. And then he's like, I'm hurt so bad I can't walk that fast. He's getting shot left and right, platoon style.
Mhm.
And he makes it back, and I thought he was going to say his last words. You know what I mean? Do the little like scene where it's just him, but no. And then the next scene, the thing blows up, and he's running full speed. Like nothing's happened to me. I'm good. Thanks for that. Quick little whatever.
There might be some med packs involved when they're taking cover. You don't know,
or a stim or something. Okay, cool.
I mean, would you really? And I'm not trying to make excuses for the writing or anything, but would you want to actually see them like, hit him with a stim or something behind cover to feel better about that situation? Because I think that would be a waste of filming, to show something like that.
Sure. If you're going to show the guy like running full speed and then him be A-okay the rest of the episode, why? But lasers kill somebody, but lasers don't kill him. Like why doesn't that happen? Is his fur super thick? It absorbs the laser.
That's what I was going to say. What do we know about Wookiees?
I don't know. I don't know. We've never really. The Trandoshans definitely got one. They had his hide. I don't know. I'm off the hook. I had a pudding snack. I'm sorry.
It's all the pudding snack's fault. But no, Wookiees are tough, and this dude was a gladiator. I'm assuming he fought a ton of battles where pain was tolerable at times. So he could just be going through adrenaline. I just don't get the Hutts. I'm really bothered by why the Hutts gave Boba Fett a sweet, like guy for his army and a Rancor. It doesn't make sense to me. Why did they do that? What's their play? What's their angle? I don't get it. They just wanted to be friends with Boba Fett when they came to like take over their dead, was it uncle or cousin's land or whatever? Hutts don't do that. Hutts don't retreat. Hutts never say die. Goonies. In the words of Maz Kanata, that could be a story for another time.
Okay, thank you, Maz. We'll see it between,
because I never finished what I was trying to say about Boba and Din.
Right.
The episode, and I already forgot the name of it again, In the Name of Honor. And these two are talking about what their next plan is going to be. They're in the sanctuary, and Boba's like, I assume you'll be leaving, and Din's like, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, I'm with you until we both fall. And Boba says, you really buy into that bantha fodder? Like all the, the Mandalorian BS. And Din's, of course, like, I do. And Boba kind of gives him a nod, and he's like, good. And I thought that this whole part of the episode is some of the best parts of it, with these two talking about being honorable with each other, and Din saying, I got your back. And then they both go out and just, jetpack and shoot stuff, and they're covering each other's backs in this fight.
Does Din say, this is the way?
Yes. That was the last thing. He's like, he says, we'll both die in the name of honor. And Boba says, you sure you want to stay? And that's when Din pulls out his pistol and says, this is the way.
That's right.
And Boba just kind of like shakes his head a little bit like, yeah.
I stole your thunder. I'm sorry about that.
To me, like, I'm really hoping that in the future we see Boba and Din work together some more. Because this is some of the stuff I really appreciated about the episode. Not just the conversation, but them going out and fighting, and just they're getting shot. And I don't know about you, but I actually was at a point in this episode a couple of times I asked myself, is Boba gonna die? Are they gonna kill Boba? Like, I really thought, and there were a couple times where it looked like he was going to, and then I knew Din wasn't going to, but he took a couple of hits to where Boba was standing over him trying to deflect some of the fire on Din. And just when they both, one of the best shots I think is when they both come out from around the sanctuary with their jetpacks. They come out flying, swooping in and shooting. And I love seeing live action Mandalorians with their jetpacks. It's just some of the coolest stuff in Star Wars ever.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's where the title of this episode came in, was these two working together and the honor situation. And I will say that Boba, I was just saying that he didn't really do a lot this series of being total BA, but the stuff he was pulling off with the jetpack and the rifle and stuff in this fight against the Pikes was pretty sweet. I enjoyed watching it.
Oh yeah, for sure. All the fight scenes were pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had their high moments and low moments and everything. So, you know how it goes. You got to do it. You got to make it look cool and have your cool guys do cool stuff when it's time to do it. And this episode was the time to do it. So,
yeah, just these two. Just I don't know. They work really well together. So I hope we do see more of it in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I could see like a little buddy comedy with these two guys. On the road.
Totally. 2
Mandos and a baby or whatnot.
Nice. Awesome. All right, give me some more notes.
I like the offer. I thought the offer was totally cool. Like he wrote a lot in like a short amount of time, but maybe they did a quick cut or something there. I don't know. I was like, he kept talking and talking. I'm like, he wrote all that? That's crazy. Okay. Tailhead. Somebody called him Tailhead. The Twi'lek. Is that a bad word for them or something?
Yeah, I think so. Because he was. He even said something like, "Oh, I haven't heard that one before." Even sarcastically.
I kind of like that guy. I think he's just, but it is kind of like comic relief kind of dude.
Yeah.
I just kind of like he's kind of, I like the way he operates.
I think that they handled the comic relief pretty well, though. Remember, we had some discussions about. Well, it was, I think, mostly The Last Jedi, where we said that it was kind of Marvel humor a lot of times in that. And I think I think for the most part in the Mando and Boba series, I think we're seeing more like Star Wars style comic relief.
Right.
It works a lot better.
For sure. I like when, I don't know who said it, but they were like your dead bodies will fertilize the land or something like that. Is that Boba Fett?
I don't remember who said that either, but yeah, I remember that line.
That's just cool imagery, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like thinking about just dead bodies and like plants growing out of them because they're, going back to the earth. I don't know. That was a cool line or something. I wish I'd quoted it, but I was like, I did this like real time. I didn't like pause to like write. So I was just like, what am I talking about here? But it's cool. There's a hallway scene there, I think, between everybody, the Mandos going at it. Kind of taking everybody out with the rockets. And I mean, just Pikes are getting, is it Pikes at that point?
Yeah.
Or is it town folk? Pikes? They're just getting it.
Tons of Pikes pouring out of everywhere.
Tons of Pikes. They just keep coming. Even when you wipe the screen clear, some more show up. I get it. They're like it's a vast force. And everyone's always out in the open. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's like taking cover except for the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like those Spaceball guys. There was a guy with a gun that shoots that's on the side, and they're just out there in the hallway, and they're
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's like you would think in Mandalorian season 1, didn't all the bounty hunters take cover, and that one big fight.
Mm-hmm.
When the Mandalorians showed up.
I mean, not all of them, but yeah, there was a lot of people behind cover and stuff.
Yeah, the bounty hunters. Yeah, it just seems like it's just too convenient when you sit out there and don't take cover.
Yeah,
it's just so kind of, I don't know, cliche, I guess. I don't know, tropey. I don't know. So, Freetowners show up, save the day, and we're like, okay, the Battle of Helm's Deep. The elves showed up and we're saved, right? Oh, yeah, no, it's not true. And then we find out Cobb Vanth is dead. They shot him dead.
Yeah, in cold blood.
Shot him to death in cold blood.
But he's not. He's not.
No, I guess not. I guess he's not dead. I was like, it would have been cool if they would have killed him, because he had a good story and he was a martyr and he died for the cause and I respect that, you know what I mean? He could live on in Star Wars history and lore, and he had a honorable death or something,
Yeah.
His death meant something. It wasn't in vain. And then they bring him back.
But he got shot in the shoulder. I said it. He got shot in the shoulder. It's not a kill shot.
Weequay Proprietor says he's dead. So what is it? Is he shot?
Proprietor doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, so it's not Dr. Weequay proprietor.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be calling anybody dead. Yeah.
He's just posting on social media without any facts. Come on.
Probably.
But yeah, no, I knew for sure he wasn't dead. And to jump way ahead, obviously they have plans for that character. Maybe this Rangers of the New Republic show they keep talking about being shut down. Maybe they're still going to do that, and maybe he'll be part of it.
Right.
There's got to be some reason.
The droids show up with the shields, and I'm like, sweet. Like prequel stuff, and Clone Wars stuff, like super droids.
Giant droidicas.
And selfless plug for my last episode of Sci-Fi Rewind. I'm sorry I have to do this. But the red dot in the middle of those droids look like HAL 9000, which is coincidental. I'm super sorry, you know what I mean, to say that. Okay. But we just did an episode on Sci-Fi Rewind about 2001: A Space Odyssey. So
you made it through that movie?
Yeah, no, I did not.
You did not make it through that movie?
I slept through the whole thing. I talk about it in there.
I have tried to watch that movie so many times in my life because I want to watch it, and I've never gotten very far because I'm always like...
I talk about it.
Nice.
It's the same thing. We share the same brain.
Seriously.
So, hey, this week's episode, you got to go do it. That's funny. Anyways, I don't know. The Darksaber couldn't tackle this shield. That was kind of weird. I thought it was an unstoppable thing. So the Darksaber has the Darksaber. Am I saying it wrong?
No, I'm saying you think that is supposed to be unstoppable?
I thought so, but I guess not. Because, Din was like, oh, I got the Darksaber. It can go through a shield, and I guess it can't. We thought we learned something new. No,
that's not new, dude. The lightsabers don't go through those either. In the Clone Wars and prequels.
They don't?
No, those shields are they're impervious to everything but water. Name the movie.
Okay.
Name the movie.
Leviathan?
No, this pen is impervious
to
everything but water.
Oh, Naked Gun. I was like, water? Bad guys? Leviathan? Oh, jeez. Date myself. Okay. Oh, yeah, the droids can shoot out, but nobody can shoot in. That's weird. And it's like laser blast. Have we talked about that before?
I don't think we've talked about it, but for me, it's nothing new because I remember it just from the prequels and the Clone Wars and stuff.
Okay.
That's
How many times?
Typical.
Okay. Yeah, this is a normal sci-fi thing or a normal. Yeah, I think it's a normal sci-fi thing across the board that if you're behind a shield, you can still shoot, but no one can shoot you. Like, how does that work? Okay. Science. Science fiction. That's how it works. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Suspend disbelief.
Is it Santo again or Chrysantian? I don't even know.
Chrysantin.
He just gets his ass kicked all day long in this episode.
Yeah, he has some pretty sweet moments though, man. He picks up that one guy and throws him across the road into a building. Yeah. I thought that was pretty sweet. But yeah, he does get beat up pretty hardcore. Right.
And then just that scene kind of where Weequay's around, like right after, just reminded me of a Battlefront 2, where you get to like use a it seems like you're on Tatooine city kind of, and you get to use like an ST-AT. Is that the smaller one?
The ATST.
Oh, ATST. Sorry, I had it backwards. In the city of like a Tatooine city, and I don't know, just kind of seemed.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. And then I think we get the reunion. I'm just blowing through everything because.
Yeah, no, I'm slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
The one part I just saw was Chrysantin and the rest of the people running after they get out from behind that vehicle that the Freetowners were in.
Yeah.
And they're running, and you see Chrysantin, he's running, but he's hobbling. He's not insta good. So I'm just saying you were kind of saying he was all okay or whatever, but he's like limping a little bit.
When the thing blows up?
What thing?
When the little car blows up?
Well,
when the Freetowners come in.
Yeah, that thing blows up and they're all running away.
Yeah.
And they show
Chrysantin or Santo.
they're all running, and he's kind of lagging behind him a little bit, and he's hobbling big time. He's like doing that, that
right.
bounce to his run.
I stand corrected.
No. I mean, I still understand what you're saying. I was just trying to point that out, that he's not just fine and dandy. He's probably fighting through adrenaline, is what I was saying before.
Gotcha.
But what did you think? How did you think they were going to defeat these big droids? Because I mean, we're watching basically two Mandalorians fight one of them using most of their stuff against it, that shield, and they're just like, nope, not happening. And they're jetpacking over them, and then like you said, Din pulls out the dark saber, and it's just like boing.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have any thoughts? I knew what was coming just because. We had to see it.
Most of this stuff is predictable, so that's why it got a low grade.
Mm-hmm. So did you think that they were going for the Rancor?
Yeah, of course. There's nothing too mysterious about what was happening.
Yeah.
Once they start talking about the plan or whatever, we just get to see it. The thing that the robots coming in came out of nowhere, but you do the Rancor was showing up and everything. Because I mean, he's like, I want to learn how to ride it, and we haven't seen it. It's happened. Of course, it's coming in the finale.
Or anything. Yeah.
It all looked cool though. All the Rancor stuff looked cool. He got shot up a bunch of times. I'm like, well, he's not shielded. He's not he doesn't have chrysanthemum's fur stopping him. He's flesh and bones, right?
The Rancor?
Take it, yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean he's thick, obviously. He's got some thick skin or something.
Oh, he's got to, or else it doesn't work.
Right.
I mean they should try a different ammunition, because a lot of people. I mean it's all stunned or something. There's no residual damage. There's no there's not a laser hole or anything from
it's not penetrating through.
There's no fire, what you call it, there's no damage from the laser blast. I'm sorry, it's just the silliest thing I couldn't even think of. There's no damage to show after the fact, and they show a shot of it taking a full on shot to the gut, the Rancor, from those robots. So what can what can you do? I don't know. Make the stuff ourselves, I guess, and try to do a better job. Oh, you're right. He is kind of limping. He is kind of doing a quick limp. All right. Thanks for checking me on that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. This part where Pelimoto comes out with the droids.
Oh boy.
Ruined it.
Oh boy, I was thinking this could go either way with John. He's like, he's gonna love this or he's gonna hate this, and I just got the answer. You're gonna hate it.
Yeah, so, I don't know, dude. It was too I don't know. I hate it because I don't want to sound like a total D when I'm talking about it, but it's how I feel. It's our platform, so whatever, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's just short round, get us out of here.
Yeah, it was just so, I don't know. It was unnecessary. It was
you know what though? What it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
In a moment of
turmoil and destruction and all.
Destruction and war. It was a fun, and every time she's on the screen, it's fun. It's just it's a weird, it's everyone's it's we saw everybody individually in other episodes, and now it's the mashup episode where everybody's has to be in the episode. So you got to find a cool way to put everybody in, or else their previous appearances kind of don't matter as much.
I suppose
that's what I was getting the feeling of when you know what I mean, with this finale. It's
it is a finale. Yeah, you're right.
Finale. I mean,
it gets everybody in and everyone involved, but I don't know.
Except the Hutts.
Right, except the Hutts. Like I said last week with Pelly, is I always roll my eyes at her. I enjoyed what she did on here, but I'm like, there's just so much chaos. Why? I mean, obviously, I guess she didn't know that there was a war happening. Why would you bring Grogu there?
Yeah. And then hide him behind a sheet. It just to reveal him a little bit later. Like, what's the big,
Well,
we know he's there.
That was more of for Din though. Like, surprise! Look who I brought with me. But
yeah,
you just brought him to potential death by bringing him here.
Yeah, the thing is like they broke our hearts last episode when he was right there and he couldn't touch him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now they put him in this like situation of like this, little roller coaster ride that they're on. And then that's where they meet. It's like it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like there's an obvious shift in like you had to pick this moment to like show up and meet. You're in the middle of this chase scene. Like I would have loved this for him to show up when everything was over in the resolution in the after credits scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he shows up in the X-Wing and he gets out and it's him and the Mando can see him and then they just smile at each other. And I'm like, yes, I'm ready for season 3 Mandalorian. It's like, you know what I mean? That's the way I would have wished it would have went a little bit.
Yeah.
But the fact that like Grogu got involved in the battle and he was like the whole reason that they survived, the Rancor and all that, he put the Rancor to sleep.
I know. And then he curled up next to him.
That was kind of cute, actually. But like,
yeah,
I loved it. That's the cutest climax I've ever seen in my life. Of like an evil thing.
No, I'm with
know.
you. I feel like maybe the reunion of Din and Grogu was a little cheapened by it being during this war. But like I said a little bit ago, when she pulls the little rug off of him and Din's just like, what are you doing here? And then Grogu just kind of like flies right into him and they hug. I'm like, I don't know. To me, that kind of melted me a little bit just to, because they are kind of father and son, and I don't know. I guess, maybe part of it's just real life stuff right now for me that it kind of melted me a little bit extra.
Sure. I got you. I understand exactly what you're saying. And I had a little moment as well.
Did you?
Yep. But I had to get back to the action. Like I didn't have time to like delve, you know what I mean?
Right.
We got to get out of the situation. Like, okay, it seemed like an odd spot to meet.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I would have preferred, if I was writing it, I probably would have wrote it differently. Would it be as good or better? Who knows? But
oh yeah, it would have been horrendous compared to this. if I wrote it,
I was going to say, damn.
No, if I wrote this, it would be like atrocious. It'd be like 2 pages long. It'd be a minute. It'd be like Boba Fett goes out, shoots Cad Bane in the head. Mando's like, hey, is that it? And yeah, that's it. And then Grogu shows up. End of story.
Would Grogu have the lightsaber?
Yes, Grogu would have the lightsaber and the chainmail.
Nice. See, I kind of thought he was going to bust out that lightsaber at one point. But whatever. That's fine.
Right.
They showed that for no reason, I guess.
I guess it's a thing that's out there now, but he's not going to touch it. Or maybe he'll make his own little lightsaber.
Maybe.
This part coming up is kind of big, but it shouldn't take too long. Okay.
Before you do it, I know I'm slowing you down. I'm doing it. What are you gonna do about it? When the Rancor,
I'm gonna shut up. When someone tells me to shut up, I shut up. I don't keep talking.
Shut up, will you?
Shut up, shut up, rabbit.
So when the Rancor climbs over the building, it's about 36 minutes, 30 seconds.
Right.
And you see the close-up of its like nose ring, septum piercing, and you got Boba sitting on top of his head with the rifle in hand. I'm like, that is one BA freaking shot.
Oh,
I don't have a whole lot of, I don't have like any background stuff. I think this is one of my favorite shots in this though, is him sitting on that Rancor for the first time. Well, for 34, us to see him first time. 36:30.
Oh, okay, because I got it at 36:34, and it's an amazing shot. Like the droid is shooting, and it's sitting up high. We got like a low angle view, looking up.
Oh, looking up. Yeah. With like the blasters going off on the droid.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then it's in red. And not to one up your spot, but like this is what I landed on, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going back. This is awesome. It just looks so cool. Okay,
Go back and look.
36. What?
It's just a close up. 3630. Close up of Boba and the Rancor climbing over the building.
The Rancor looks awesome, by the way. 36. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, a nice little close up with the feet straps and everything.
Right.
And the nose. Man, try sneezing with that in there.
I have a nostril piercing. It's pretty rough.
Nice.
But yeah, no,
I always wondered about nose rings. Do they get, like boogers on them?
No, not really.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, when mine was first done, like during the healing process, I don't know if it was like boogers or just the residue from the hole in the nose, but it had some stuff on it at some times. It was pretty gross.
Wow.
Yeah, I will say that it takes a lot of self motivation, I guess, to make sure that you follow the instructions during the healing process of a nose piercing.
Yeah.
Because I followed it to a T and I still had one issue with it that took like a month to heal. It was a lot of work, but
right.
I always wanted one, and I finally got one a couple of years ago, and I like it.
Awesome.
But yeah, these.
Thanks for that insight.
These shots of Boba on the Rancor, like every single one of them, is super cool.
It's super, super cool, super awesome looking. The Rancor is definitely like my coolest parts, and the droids and everything. Getting ripped apart is so awesome.
Kind of like Godzilla-ish, maybe.
Very Godzilla.
Not trying to downplay it or anything, but that was just something that just popped in my head. The big monster fighting these robots and
in the city and everything.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, you're right. You're right. You're on the money.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure when they sold them the scene, that's what they said. Like hey, think of Godzilla beating up a big old droid in Tokyo or something. I'm like, oh yeah, we can see it. We know what you're talking about. So you're I think you're right on the right track. Yeah, and then after all this stuff, right? All these droids and everything cool with the Rancor, it's time for the big showdown, right?
Oh yeah, Baby Grogu versus the droid, the big showdown.
No,
Pelimoto and the Twi'lek guy.
Oh, and he was all like, did he hit on her or something?
Yeah, didn't
he? I thought he did, or something weird.
That's not the showdown?
No, the showdown would be like Boba Fett and Cad Bane would be doing it, like having some sort of a fight. They're gonna fight because they've been teasing this guy every episode since the last episode. And they built this guy up to be like a complete just a machine and train, and then you can't stop. And he has a fight with Boba, so it's going to be a galactic matchup of galactic proportion, and they're going to talk about cool stuff, and we're going to finally get the origin story of the helmet hole that he's got, or helmet dent. And these guys are going to fight. It's going to be an even battle at the end, and then they're going to go their separate ways, ruining the day that they fought each other. But we'll fight again someday in the next season, Book of Boba Fett 2, Search for More Money.
The Search for Cad Bane.
Yeah.
I have to say before you go
happen.
into your thoughts and stuff is I am so glad that there was an end to the fight, because if it got broken up at the end or they both survived, I would have felt cheated, because why even do it?
But yeah, if there was a disqualification, someone brought a chair in, and
like Mando comes in with the snake or something and throws it on him.
Totally. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was good that there was a resolution. I agree. I just didn't like the resolution. I like Cad Bane. I'm sorry.
Okay. Tell me your thoughts on it.
And the gaffy stick. And then he's all trying to be like, and you got your Tuskens killed, like push Boba's buttons and everything. And I knew you were a killer. And I'm like, oh, that's the arc? Is Boba Fett becomes a killer again? Nah, okay. All right.
I didn't even really think he became a killer. He's killed people before, so.
Yeah. Yeah, like you've gone soft. I knew you were a killer. This is a good death. This is an honorable death. Like, no, it's I don't know. He went out kind of like, seriously?
He didn't have to say that line. I think would have been better.
Yeah, don't say anything at all. Just, just look into his eyes and look into Boba's dead eyes and just think about the mistake, taking the job and like, oh man, this is how I go. Like, of all the stuff that I've done, Cad Bane, I'm talking about, this is how I go. Like, gaffy stick from a Boba Fett in Tatooine.
Do you think, though, and I just thought of this while you were talking, when he says, I always knew you were a killer or whatever, do you think that's just a way to get into Boba's head? Like, one last time?
Yeah.
Because Boba's, trying to change and be respectful and try to be a, more of a hero type character. Where did the gaffy stick come from, though?
He had it on him the whole time. They made a point of showing it.
Did they?
Yeah, when he showed up. I just noticed it on the rewatch here. Yeah. I'm like, oh, there's the gaffy stick. He's got it on his back the whole time.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I figured they wouldn't screw that up, but I was like, where did that come from?
I don't know. But it's there. Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, I caught it.
Forgot about that. Yeah, good.
Always catch it.
One of the guys gets eaten. That's pretty cool. And just kind of, I think I'm going back. I don't know. Grogu versus the Rancor. The Rancor gets,
Oh wait,
they shoot at the Rancor. Am I moving ahead?
Yeah, I thought we were still talking about Cad Bane.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, I wasn't though.
Oh, do it.
Yeah, because I was like, I just gave you like my one thing, and then let you say what you had to say about it.
Sure.
They mentioned that they fought before.
Yes.
So they did touch on. They didn't totally touch on the dent in the helmet, but they did say that they fought before. So we know that is a canon fight that they had, which I think is great. Bravo to Dave Filoni for probably saying, "Hey, we got to make sure we touch on that." And
right.
And I liked the fight between the two. Cad Bane knocked him right on his butt, dude. Like, it wasn't just Boba, busting out the pistol in one shot and Cad Bane. No.
Yeah.
He kicked his freaking butt. And then when Boba's laying on his back and he's like, he closed his eyes for a second. My thought was he closed his eyes when Cad Bane was standing over him because he thought he was going to die. But I think he was playing possum. Like, he was waiting for his chance to knock him on his ass. And then he did. And then we get that Boba Eye of the Tiger look with the gaffy stick.
Right.
And he takes him out. I don't know. I guarantee I'm going to get on, social media later and I'm going to see people complaining about this fight with these two. But for me, I thought it was well done. I appreciated it. I know you aren't happy with the outcome because of Cad Bane. Right. I'm the same way because I like the character and it's great that they brought him into live action. But I'm also going to say something I said about Cobb Vanth. I don't think he's dead.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think he's dead.
I hope you... Yeah, when he gets the gaffy stick straight to the gut. Well, oh, are you talking about, like, mod him up?
I don't know about modding him up, but did we see blood? We may have seen blood. I don't know. He pulls the gaffy stick out, and they just do this long, like, slow motion of Boba looking all intense.
Boba Fett?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett?
Yeah, okay, here we go. We get a close-up, and there's a cut in Cad Bane's chest, but the little thing on his chest, the electronics, the little lights beeping, what's that for? Like a life support thing?
You never know. Well, maybe that's what I wish they would have used the after credits scene to do something like, resurrect him for something. You know what I mean? But instead they did it to Cobb Vanth, which like I'm like, what for? Like, why him? Why? What is he going to do? Like, what else does he have to do? There's no more Spice Runners. He doesn't have the Darth. He doesn't have Boba's armor anymore. Freetown can take care of itself without you.
Right.
What are you going to do? Like, there's You know, are you just going to be another like you said, like Rangers of the New Republic, and that's cool.
Yeah,
like I don't know
my guess.
Yeah, what's your job? You know, we saved the day without you. No offense, you know, like he's a cool character. I'm down with Cobb Vanth, totally. I just wish that they would have, like, I don't know, teased something else. Like, there was no cliffhanger. That wasn't a cliffhanger.
It was, you know, and on that topic, this was like an end. This finale, like, it felt like an end of a story. It didn't feel like, I think sometimes we do expect a cliffhanger. It's just in our nature, and thanks to Marvel, we expect after credit scenes and all of that. But the end of this felt like an ending, but that after credits, as cool as it was to see, okay, Cobb Vanth is not gone, I'm kind of with you that maybe it would have been better if he was. It would have given Cad Bane a little more status, I guess.
Yeah.
But as far as after credits go, like, really? Why? Mm-hmm. Last year we got Boba and Fennec Shand storming Jabba's palace and killing Bib Fortuna and sitting on the throne and all of that.
Exactly.
With some BA music. And this one, it's just the guy, you know, the modder guy and Cobb Vanth. I'm like, eh.
It reminds me of seeing Howard the Duck after the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I'm like, oh, what's that for? Yeah.
And that never went anywhere, right?
I know, exactly. That's what I think
so
is going to happen with Cobb Vanth. I think this is a pointless after scene credit because I don't see what he's going to do after this. Yeah. You know, I'm not trying to be that guy, which I am that guy. Okay, I'm that guy. So anyways, like,
hey, it's our platform, dude. Be whatever guy you got to be. Doesn't matter.
I keep reading my notes, and for some reason, I just keep putting down all too easy. Like, why do I keep writing that?
All too easy?
Yeah. I have it like in 3 or 4 spots.
I think Vader says that.
Yeah, when, all too
Luke
easy.
Drops into the carbon freeze thing.
Yeah.
Meaning that there was no real danger for the heroes?
I guess. I must have.
That's probably it. I could see that at least.
These are my initial thoughts, like 7 pages of initial thoughts. I haven't really like processed it or anything. So, and last thing I want to talk about is Fennec Shand going in and just assassinating everybody. And the mayor, you know, being hung and everything.
You didn't like it?
No, I just like, well, why couldn't she have done that like episode 2? And, you know, we've been off world. If she could go in there all by herself like that, whack everybody and call it a day, like why everybody else had to die and get involved and buildings got demolished, like, you know, people's houses got smashed and bars got blown up and, like, you know what I mean? If you could have just sent Fennec Shand to, like, you know, find a hiding spot and whack them.
There is that small tidbit of Boba, like he kept telling her no. Remember, she was like, when those people came into the palace, and she's like, "Can I kill him?" No, don't kill him. So maybe there was some of that apprehension. But no, I totally get what you're saying. She could have been one and done pretty quick with that.
Right.
But then we wouldn't have gotten some of the story that we got.
Maybe. I guess. Maybe that's why they took 2 episodes to do Mandalorian season 3-ish time. But, you know. Mm-hmm. But I liked seeing those episodes. I don't know. I'm totally down with those episodes. So
Mando ones?
Yeah.
It was so weird, though. Like, those were some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen, but I can't lie. It was so weird for it to be thrown into this.
It should have been season 3, but it's fine. Like, it's in here. They needed a couple of more episodes. And, you know, I think it would have been cool if the Mandalorian would have just showed up and just been done his thing. And then, I don't know. But that's cool.
I do remember the rumors when this show was announced that it was only going to be 5 episodes.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it just popped in my head, too. I remember hearing that it was a rumor, but maybe they bumped it to 7 and added these Mando episodes along the way. So, because we don't know what the heck they're going to do in season 3 of The Mandalorian, especially now with Grogu being back.
Exactly.
So maybe this just kind of gives us a little like catch up of what's going on with them. And I do remember hearing on another show that I listened to last week that you cannot go a whole year without showing Din or Grogu. Because
is that like his contract?
What do you mean? No.
go ahead.
Saying like fan wise, Star Wars wise, because I mean that was the first episode of The Mandalorian where we met Din and Grogu,
Right.
and it blew up the freaking universe, like our universe, and so then we had 2 years in a row of these two obviously other characters and storytelling, but these two characters, and then to take a year off for the Book of Boba, you can't jump off of that train when it's flying so fast. So I think that they had to throw those two characters into the series at some point.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. I think they have their place. They're buddies, and there's no reason why he can't show up and help. And that's all right. But seeing how the whole thing is from start to finish, it's, it was awesome. I mean, it was my favorite episodes of TV Star Wars ever, I think. But this one, like I said, like it's going to be hard to, like you threw this kitchen sink in here, and it's going to be hard to reach this on the next episode, and that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, how are you going to top that? And I'm like, oh, well, this is cool. Rancor stuff's cool, but like it doesn't top those 2 episodes that just happened. That's why it gets this my lower rating.
Yeah.
If they would have like eliminated those 2, like you said, I think we're saying the same thing, and they showed up and just kind of like be buddies, which I guess would have been weird because I'm like, well, what? I wish Grogu didn't show up because if Grogu shows up to save the day, you got to show all that, and then the 2 episodes make sense for being in there. But if he doesn't show up, and if it's just a Mando being all like lovesick that his child is missing, that's a little bit more believable, and he can just show up out of the blue and not have to go on a little side mission in here too.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting,
So you're
speaking of yeah.
I was gonna say, you're saying like take out those 2 episodes, run Book of Boba the way it went without those 2 episodes, changes so Grogu doesn't save the day, but still have Din there to help out. It would have probably finished better. But yeah, you're right, dude. I mean they were never going to top that last episode.
No, they weren't. You can never come close. You're right.
That was Star Wars gold. That whole
it was
everything about that episode.
I was in Star Wars heaven, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, what do you got?
I got 48 minutes, 11 seconds, and this is the last thing. It's an awesome. That's a good poster for the wall. You're muted.
And I'm back. Did you say 28 minutes? What?
48 minutes, 11 seconds. I think this is an awesome pick right here, man. This is an awesome picture. His head inside the Rancor, Beskar is saving the day, and he's like flamethrowering the mouth. You know what I mean? Talk about a sore throat.
Yeah, the Beskar makes me wonder what the heck Cad Bane shot Boba with to put that dent in when a Rancor can't even bite through it.
For real. I think that's it. That's all I got, man. We went through 7 pages. The last stuff was like, the after credit scenes. We already talked about it.
I did like the end when Fennec and Boba were walking through the town and he's kind of bowing and nodding at people. And there were a couple of things. One, he says, "Why must everyone bow at me?" She's like, "It's better than shooting."
Yeah.
Are those my only 2 choices?
Yeah.
She's like, what does she say? When you run the town, it is. But he also says something to her, and I can't find it to get the exact quote, but he said that, what does he say? This isn't for us.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's starting to regret this idea of running the town.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the heck? This is what you wanted.
But I think he's learning that he might be in over his head, or maybe he doesn't want this. He wants something else.
Right.
Maybe that falls back to Cad Bane and what he said. I always knew you were a killer.
Right. You're a bounty hunter. You're a killer. You're a hunter. You're not a domesticated, politician, aristocratic or a nobleman or shogun or anything.
Mm-hmm. But he's also getting older, and you can see he's in pain when he's walking through this town. Can he really go back to that life at this point?
I don't know. It's only Tatooine that he's kind of messed around with. There's a whole galaxy.
We'll see. I hope it's not the end of the Boba Fett story. I mean, it felt like it was.
Yeah.
But I feel at the very least, I hope we see him in some Mando stuff. But I would be okay with a season 2 of a Boba Fett story.
Right.
I'm assuming with the reception that it's been getting, it probably won't get a season 2.
I don't think so, but I mean, you can't never say never. You know, it could be some other. Like the Hutts are still in play, so that could be a whole thing.
Yeah. So we got a whole recap of this thing to do at some point, and I think we were planning on recording today.
Yeah.
And part of me was like, I wish I could watch it one more time to sort of process things. I didn't really get that chance. I got like 10-15 minutes into it before we started. So my opinions might change.
Okay.
My letter grade might go up or down. Who knows?
Fine.
All right. Next week we should have a guest on our show, as long as everything works out. So, but so that's about it, and we'll do a recap of this in like maybe a week or two.
Sure.
I guess on all that, thanks for listening.
All right.
May the Schwartz be with you.
All right. May the Schwartz be witches.
Do it, Admiral Piet.